guys and girls, welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out the Harley Benton JA20HH Active. Let's go! So, welcome back. Today we're checking out this cool guitar. It's a very metal-oriented one, and it's heavily inspired by a Jim Root, I think. But let's go for the specs. So it's a poplar body, maple neck, with a rosacer fretboard, C-modern neck shape. It has a radius of 305mm, a scale length of 648mm, 22 frets, 2 high-gain active humbuckers HBZ. It has 1 volume, 3-way selector, hardtail bridge, die-cast tuners, all blacked out hardware, and it comes with 10-46 strings. This one is in the stealth black. So yeah, it's a very metal-inspired guitar, has a lot of output, but it surprised me in some ways. But first, let's hear it and then we'll come to the conclusion. So, what do you think? I think it's a pretty nice guitar considering the price. It has some defects, or let's say defects, that something that is can be forgiven for the price, but you may want to look into it. So the usual culprit in very affordable guitars and Harley Benton too. Despite they work, I don't like the tuners. I don't like the feel of them. I don't like to use them. I think it's one of those things that I like, that they don't cheap out elsewhere and they cheap out on the tuners because they are easily replaceable, and good tuners don't cost a fortune, so you can get a decent pair of tuners for 30-40 bucks maybe. If you want the lock-in tuners, even a little bit more, but I don't think they are needed for you know, this kind of a guitar doesn't have a bridge, so I don't think it needs lock-in tuners, but whatever. The nut is good, it works okay. The string height of the nut is perfect. The setup out of the factory is acceptable. I think it's better than the one that came with my baritone. By the way, if you want to check out my review of that guitar, link up here or in the description. But yeah, for example, the frets are much more smooth and better done. The switch is, I think it's the same, and it doesn't feel particularly good, but it works. So you may consider changing it for a better one, but it does the job. The volume works as expected, no tone here. The pickups are okay. I expected a little bit more output, to be frank, but they are a little bit hotter than all of my humbuckers, but not in a crazy way that everything suddenly becomes distorted. You can still get clean tones with a tube amp, for example. The bridge is fine. What else? Fit and finish is okay. It's actually better than okay for considering the price range. For 150 euros or dollars, you weren't able to get that much even a couple of years ago. I don't particularly love the stealth black on this guitar for the fact that it shows more of the imperfection, because it's harder to do. You can see much more of the defects, and I just noticed that there are a couple of scratches on the finish, and I didn't notice them at first, so I don't know if I made them by playing the guitar, but I mean, they are pretty long and curvy, so maybe this happened during the shipping, or literally putting the guitar in the box. I really don't know. So there are some defects in the finish, and they are acceptable and nothing major, but yeah, you will notice some little imperfections. But again, considering the price and the difficulty of making a satin finish, I kind of forgive them. It's just that I already don't love satin finishes in general, because I think they look cheap. Even on very expensive guitars, I don't love satin finishes. I like the back of the neck to be finished, that I like on any guitar, but the parts that you look at, so the body and the fretboard if it's maple, the headstock, I do prefer the polished ones, but that's just me. So it's a very nice guitar, especially if you're searching something for more metal oriented or maybe gent. I think that you have to consider going with heavier strings than the 10-46, especially if you're going low. I showed you in the demo the C drop C tuning. and it was a little bit, the strings were a little bit, yeah, too flabby for that. I think that going with a little bit heavier gauge strings, maybe 10 to 52s, would be better. But other than that, it's a nice playing guitar, nice sounding guitar. It's just that I don't particularly like the look of it. It's too black for me. I don't like the fact that the paint on the back of the neck goes over the fretboard, and yeah, I don't particularly like that. I would have preferred to leave the fretboard wood, just to make it more uniform. You know, you look at the guitar and it's all black, and then suddenly you look at the front and there's the rosacer dark wood, but you can see that the difference in the wood. Yeah, I would have preferred it to have like a kind of a natural binding on the fretboard. But that's the only thing that I can tell you that I don't particularly like, other than the color. Also, as far as the sound, I was impressed by these pickups. I was surprised by their sound. They don't have the most clarity, of course. They are a little bit closed, but with the EQ, a little bit of EQ on the high, and yeah, they get a little bit better. Especially for metal, you may want to have a little bit more openness, just to cut through the mix better. But yeah, they are solid sounding pickups, and I was surprised by them. These, especially in the mix, work very nicely. So yeah, thumbs up for this. So this is it for today. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to support me, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!